dance through the highways, and on we'll go.
Yeah.
Back to another episode of Being I finally became. Hi, Patrick. Oh, this is so pretty.
Caitlin!
Guess who's back and better than ever? Hey y'all, welcome back to Being Chisum. I was trying to do, you know, the Nicki Minaj beat. I was trying to do that. It didn't work out. Anyways, y'all, it's been months. Absolute months. Thank you all so much, number one, for hanging in there as my subscribers, being loyal, still, you know, watching my videos. Everything's been growing. This lighting is bright. Still watching my videos and stuff like that. I truly appreciate it. Number two, hello to all the new subscribers. We're glad to have you. Welcome to the show. Let's get to 500. Oh my gosh, it feels so weird to say that. I am back, and when I say I am back, I am fully back. The posts are gonna come alive again. I have not posted, I think, since like September, and that's because I started a new job. If you don't know, I work at a prison as a counselor, so I started a new job. Can't tell you any more than that. I got accepted into law school for my JD, so I already got my Master of Studies in Law if you're new, and now I'm getting my JD so I can study criminal law and government. And last but not least, I've been grinding, and in the midst of grinding, I have some story times. So we're gonna get right into the crap. This light is like, I'm using a lamp light because I don't have my ring light yet, and it's just bright for no reason, but we're just gonna go with it. I'm gonna actually be doing my makeup. No, this isn't a makeup tutorial, so guys, you don't have to click off. You can join the party too. Okay? Okay. I have not organized the story in my head on like how I'm gonna tell it or anything like that, so you all are going to hear it for the first time out loud at the same time I'm hearing it for the first time out loud. And if I look down, it's because I have a mirror and I'm doing my face in my mirror. So basically this all started, this story time, first of all, it's about a guy. So it's about a guy.
It has to be about a guy.
Okay, this story time is about a guy. And it's about Tinder. If you don't know, I've had Tinder for years. I on and off deleted depending on how I feel. Sometimes I feel big, bad, and bold, and I'm like, I can go into real world dating, and then in another week or so, I'm like, you played yourself. I'm on Tinder, scrolling, come across this guy. Honestly, off looks, not my type. But what did trigger me to want to gravitate towards him was the fact that he was a law student. I was like, whatever, I'm going to go ahead and give dude a chance. So I swiped right. So when we talked about criminal law and everything, you know, it sounded really good at the time because he was pretty much saying like, yeah, I want to go in criminal law. I don't know if I want to be a prosecutor or what, probably. And I'm thinking prosecutor, black guy, you know, that sounds really good. Like, because I would think that he wouldn't be so hard on the people, especially in the area we live in. Though I live in a suburb, I do live close to the city. I live close to Chicago, like not too far off. And everyone knows the number of black men going to prison, going to jail, like it's very high. So when he said like, you know what he's kind of into, I got really interested. I was like, oh, you for the people, for the people. That wasn't really the case, and I learned that later. Dude asked me out on a date. I'm not good at dates. I don't like dates. If you're my friends, you know, like, dates are not my thing. I try to avoid them at all costs because I'm awkward. I don't want to go on a date and be awkward. I'd rather just FaceTime or something. We FaceTimed. Everything was cool. It was flirty. He still wasn't completely my type, but I could see a little bit of attraction. So I was like, I get it. I get why you've had girlfriends. Like, you're decent. In order for him to take me on a date, we made a deal. I know that sounds really weird, right? The deal was that I applied to his law school if we go on any date that I want to go on. And as soon as I show up for the date, I told him I'm not applying to his law school. And he was like, it's okay. You'll see, like, in a little bit when I talk it up more to you. I wanted to always apply to his school, but I didn't have the scores to get into his school. Like, he went to a really, really smart law school. Well, is going to one. And so I didn't have the scores. But he wanted me to take a chance on myself. And I thought that was so cute. Like, oh, he's encouraging me. And that made me even more attracted. Anyways, for our date, we went to Dave & Buster's. It was my first time actually going there. I know I'm childish. I've never been there before. Don't sue me. We had drinks and we played some games. And some I genuinely won, some he genuinely won. And he was like very flirtatious the whole time, holding my hand, stuff like that. Like, we were in this little booth playing this like gun game thing or whatever, and he kissed me for the first time, and I was like, it was a good kiss. So I was like, because this, when I tell you he's nerdy, he was nerdy. What kept hitting me in the back of my head was what happened before we started playing the games. Before we started playing the games, we were having drinks, like I said, and he went through his phone to look at something because I was showing him something on my phone, and I saw that he had a notification from his ex calling him. He had just broke up with his ex like a month ago, and I was like, I don't want to go through this. And he was like, I swear I'm over her. Like, it's a mutual agreement that we're not together. Like, it's been going downhill for a while. I'm just listening to it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get too invested too quick, so I'm not even gonna have no type of feelings. Let me just get my free date out the way, my free drinks, my free fun, all of that. I didn't care until I realized he was a good kisser. So then I started caring a little bit more. But before that, I didn't care. When I saw it was like a missed FaceTime from so and so, like his ex-girlfriend, I was like, a little weird, but I don't care too much. Let's just go with the date. And then when he kissed me, I keep thinking, why is your ex FaceTiming you? So then I get confused. Then I get real confused. But I'm not stupid. I knew it had to be something there, and I know how it feels to go through a breakup. Usually, like, it's hard to let go of the person right away. Every few days, like, somebody might hit somebody else up, whatever. But he said to me that they're still friends and they still talk every now and then. But he said it so casually, like, he didn't try to say, oh, we just like talked for some closure. No, he said they still talk like casually, like on the phone. No, but whatever. He was a gentleman the whole night. I was not going to press it during that time. It's our first date. Let it be something, you know, let me just remind myself we have to go slow, and then let it be something that we talk about as we're progressing, because he had just broke up with her. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. He doesn't know how crazy I can be. So I was like, let me just fall back, keep that in my back pocket, and lock it until further notice. We were pretty much just talking. Like, we went on a few more random dates. We saw each other 3 days in a row, did some stuff at, like, we went to Ross and did a little bit of shopping. We literally sat in the car and hung out. One day we went to go get tacos and ice cream, not at the same time. Yeah, so we were having cute dates, and I hate dates, and they were cute. But one thing messed up everything. And when I say everything, everything. I told you I already had one warning about the whole girl thing, but this was my second warning, and this was really, really weird to me. So when we were talking, he would always tiptoe around the like idea of family. Like, he would talk about like his future family, but he didn't want to talk about his mom, his dad, his siblings. He was very awkward about that, and that's fine. Like, if you have problems with your family, that's you. I get that. You don't have to even go into detail with me, but it was just weird the way he would talk about them, and I can't really explain it. So I just kept that in the back of my head too, but I wasn't really trying to judge him based off of his past and his family, because you can't control who's your family, right? And so then the last thing that really caught me off guard was when we were in the car and we were talking about something like criminals or whatever, and like if your significant other committed a crime, like some Queen and Slim type thing, like if your significant other committed a crime, like would you go snitch on them, or what if it was a family member, would you snitch on them, or would you just move around? And it was an interesting topic for us. It sounds so nerdy. It was an interesting topic for us pretty much because we're both into law, and it's like, do you tell on your family, or do you just walk the other way and don't put me around that, turn yourself in, but don't put me around that? Like, which one do you do? He was saying that he would turn his family in, and I was like, so what if you weren't a lawyer? Like, would you still turn your family in anything you were doing? He was like, yeah, I wouldn't want, if my family did something bad, like, I'm turning them in, I don't care, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I keep asking, egging on the question, because I'm expecting his answer to change at some point, like genuinely giving him chances. I'm like, maybe he's doing this as a joke, and so I was like, ha ha ha, funny, but you would really blah blah blah, right? His answer never changed. I don't know, it didn't sit well with me at the time, and he's just kind of still trying to flirt and everything, and it's just not happening for me, because basically he was saying stuff about his loyalty, and he doesn't believe in that whole like be loyal under any circumstance, like stuff like that. I don't know, that's just really weird to me, especially being a black man in Chicago. Like, that was just weird to me. You're telling me if the police came around and said you did blah blah blah, I'm just supposed to turn you in and be like, he probably did, whatever, fall back? No, you would expect me to stand by you and be like, no, he didn't, or to at least keep my mouth closed and not turn you in. So I was basically like, you're not loyal to your family, so how can I expect you to be loyal to a significant other? And even though you may have had a bad experience with your family, you're not loyal to even like the idea of your friends or something, so I couldn't expect you to be completely loyal to me. Like, I don't know, it was just weird. It was real weird to think like somebody would turn you in. I don't know, let me know if I'm blowing it out of proportion on what I was thinking, like when he said he would turn his significant other in. Like, let me know. Pretty much after that, he really turned me off. We had stopped talking because I had just become a bad texter. Like, I didn't really want to talk to him because I couldn't get what he said out of my head in the way that he explained it. And it was supposed to be a really romantic evening in the car, but it just ended up being like a awkward who made you type situation. So after all was said and done, it had been about not even a month later. No, it was like a month later. It was like a month and a half later, and I'm going like on my social media, and I'm going in Snapchat, and I'm scrolling, and you know, I still haven't taken off my Snapchat. He's there, it's whatever, like you can still be friends on Snap, it's no big deal. And I see his thing, and I'm clicking on it. I don't even like to watch a lot of snaps, but he was in my first few, like first 5 probably. And I'm looking, and I say, who? What I saw did not match what happened a month ago between us. He was hitting me up. He was sitting in the car with me. He was kissing me in public. He was taking me on dates. He was trying to plan how to see me in the winter with the snow. And all of a sudden, I see him proposing to his ex-girlfriend in the Snapchat. Proposing on his knee. His knee. How the heck did you go from going on some dates a month ago to fully proposing to your girl? Maybe she didn't know about me, but you're the real crazy one, because you jumped, boomeranged on back. In fact, you never boomeranged at all back to her. You never left her. You were taking me to the house that you live in with some extended family people. You were taking me around. You were trying to be on my social media because I wouldn't put you on Snapchat, and you are proposing to someone? The devil is a liar. So what I learned in boating school was that men play all day, and I can't trust you. And that is why I'm taking myself off of the market. I can't put fresh produce on the shelf and don't nobody appreciate it. I can't put my fresh produce on the shelf and you still grabbing last week's stock. You ain't ready for me. You're not ready for me. You don't deserve me yet. You don't appreciate me yet. So men, the next time you think that you're gonna play Chisum, that you're gonna play Ashley, try again. Long story short, let me stop playing around. Long story short, I get a little in my feelings. I go on Snapchat. I was like, wow, like, dudes really go back to the same female when they realize people don't want them, LOL. Not even thinking honestly that he was going to see my story, because I don't check who sees my story, but I felt like he doesn't watch my story ever since we stopped talking, so I didn't think anything about it. It was like something I was going to put up for a few minutes. No, put up for like a few hours and stuff like that, make me feel like I got my back, knowing that I didn't just had something back. And then I go through stories again and I'm just scrolling, didn't even see his name, just scrolling, and I see him posted something too, and it was basically a response to what I said, and he didn't at me, but it was like a sub snap, just like hi sub snap, and I was like, this is childish. So I took him off my social media, and it wasn't because I was like I'm petty or I was being mean or he was being mean. It was like I took him off because like you were only temporary. I was only temporary for you. Like, what we doing here? We're not friends. So why are we on social media? We're not friends. We're never gonna be friends. It was just really weird. I know I'm ending this story like terribly because I don't really know like what to think of it, but y'all let me know. This is the story time y'all voted on. You wanted a story time and you want me to talk about law school, so this is the story time video. I hope you all enjoy it. If you didn't, that's okay. I don't really care. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry, I was all over the place today. It's just I've been gone for a long time and I'm trying to get back in my zone. So until then, drop a comment below and say hi to me or welcome back. I would love to see who my new subscribers are. Also, I want to subscribe to some of you. So if you have a YouTube, just comment down below, subscribe. Just put subscribe below and I'll go ahead and subscribe to you as well. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok at AshleyShannon96. Again, that's AshleyShannon96. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again for another episode of Being Chisum. Peace.